Cool. So welcome everybody from Between the White Lines. As everybody knows, it is my ongoing pleasure, week by week, to sit at the feet of proven innovators that have done so much for the game. And we'll be doing this regularly. Every week, we'll have a proven innovator, has to be one of the good guys and girls that comes on the show. So today we have Michele Krause from where in America?
Sarasota, Florida.
Okay. And Michele has had a long-standing track record and history in the game. And before we get into, well, what is it exactly that Michele does? Just want to ask her, like, what's the reason for your existence, Michele? If you weren't around, would we be any poorer for it?
Well, the world may or may not be poor, but the reason, because this depends on what a priority this is in one's life, but the reason for my existence, I feel, is growing the game of tennis.
Oh, right. And from what I knew, I thought one of the reasons would be for giving people joy and exuberance on the tennis court.
I'm glad you used the word joy, because joy, I think, is a huge word. The other word I want to add is empowerment.
Okay.
We want to empower people to feel great about themselves, to be healthier, to just live a better life, and specifically for us through that vehicle of tennis. But tennis is a great tool of empowerment and joy.
Okay. I'm going to put the audience out of there. Come on, Mark, come on. What's this all about? And we'll get into the detail of what's that about later. But basically, you are Miss Cardio. Yes, you are Miss Cardio Tennis.
Yes, I think people around the globe, when they hear or see my name, they say that's the cardio girl or the cardio queen. Yeah.
I wonder whether it's Michele Cardio Krause.
Krause, right. Yep.
So you invented it. You're now reinventing it. We'll come to later. So for the end user, just talk me through what's the age range? What are they up for?
Right.
And what give them that they can't get anywhere else on the tennis court?
So just quickly on, cardio reference or cardio tennis. I am a co-founder of that product, which we started back in 2005. And it became it grew and grew, and I evolved it over the years. It was always designed as a grow the game initiative. We looked, not myself, but the person that really invented it, Jim Baugh, he looked at the statistics, and the statistics back in 2004 were saying that fitness activities were kicking the butt of traditional sports, all traditional sports. So he was a very smart man, and he said, well, what can tennis do to compete with that? And that's how the cardio tennis concept was born. And the design of it was to grow the game, to bring more people into our sport, to compete with fitness activities.
Oh, right. So this was
it was data driven, right?
Wow.
So
this is recruitment and retention.
Yeah, exactly. Program. Yeah, absolutely. And it is, retention. We have to have recruitment and we have to have retention. And
we have to have returners.
We have to have returners.
Come back.
Come back to my court. Yeah. So.
Well, okay. So, and why would coaches or clubs use you?
They would use me because I have been living in this space, existing in this space, perfecting and evolving this space for now close to 2 decades. It's something that I do pretty much 24/7.
Wow.
And I would consider that I'm the expert in the space of tennis fitness integration.
Wow. So first of all, I just do applaud you.
Thank you.
No, for dedicating your life. Like if you cut your veins off, Michele, out pops cardio.
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
And but it really, I want everybody to know, it really takes something to have this amount of passion which you give out day after day after day for a couple of decades.
Right.
Like me, I'm always attracted by what's new. They've just got to go, oh, this is new, and I'm there before I even find out what it is. You're just, no, cardio, I'm there. That's your word.
I'm pretty single focused in that particular space. And I love it. And I'm very passionate, and I'm grateful that I get to do what I love every single day.
Do you walk the talk too? Do you take part in cardio?
Yeah. So I'm a big proponent and advocate of, walking the walk and talking the talk. So I always believe in that, the instructor in this case should live and model that role. So yes, my personal training is always some form of cardio, tennis inspired working out, along with, of course, strength training and functional training, because we need all of those things together to be healthy, live long, and be injury free. And I'm sure you agree with that.
You are the walking advert for your product, may I say?
Yes, thank you. And I want to say, because this is one of the things because I'm 53 years old, I still have a 30-inch box jump. So that's my claim to fitness fame, is at 53, I still have a 30-inch box jump.
What's your ambition to still be doing a 30-inch box jump?
Yeah, so for sure at 70, I need to be doing a 30-inch box jump. And at 70, I need to be slalom water skiing as well too. So I look at it, Mark, as I'm not worried about competing against other people. I just compete with myself. It's get better every day. And I train for life. Okay. It's like, I'm not training for a marathon. My marathon, I guess, is life. So can I slalom water ski at 70 years old? That's my goal.
Mr. Peterson, I don't know if you follow Mr. Peterson from Canada, one of the contentious and life people. I watched a little webinar of his the other day that was all about you're just competing with yourself. Your flawed, wasted self, just trying to get better inch by inch, little bit at a time. That's it.
Exactly.
So you just said the same thing.
Yeah.
Cool. What do coaches get out of it? Do they make more money per court? Is it more enjoyable to do? If you're a tennis coach or club, why have you?
Yeah. Well, I think from a coach's perspective, there is tremendous joy and excitement in delivering this product. I can tell you that coaches around the world will tell me, delivering high intensity tennis training, cardio tennis, intensity fitness, however we want to refer to it, is the best part of my day. This is what I look forward to. All right.
Wow.
So I might be coaching, a lot of coaches are on that court 8 hours a day. And this is the hour that re-energizes the tennis professional so that they can, whether it's later in the day, you're tired, but this is what re-energizes you. There's music playing. You're not doing the take your racket back. This is how you hit the forehand, watch the ball. This is an entirely unique way of coaching, and people get better. They actually get better more quickly in this particular space than they do in one-on-one sessions, because there's so many touches on the ball. It's reality. Okay, they're getting outside their comfort zone, and it's quite magical.
Wow. Do you use things like iCoach and stuff on court?
You can. I do try with these classes. We do try to keep equipment to a minimum, because I really don't want the coaches being overwhelmed with equipment. So the primary pieces are going to be an agility ladder. You need some flat markers, music. We do recommend group heart rate training, but that's a whole nother interview. So just having those components, which are easy to move, are inexpensive. You can reach the objectives of what you're trying to do in this class, which is provide somebody with an ideal workout.
Great. And before we get into new cardio, I've got one very important question to ask you.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tune doing cardio tennis?
Oh, wow. So this is a lame answer, but I don't have one. Okay.
No,
and
it's lame. Come on, Michele.
But here's why. You have to understand.
I will survive or something. Come on.
How about Knock on Wood, which I forget who sings that, but that's like an old roller skating, like Michael Jackson era song. But here's the thing with the music. When you're doing this tennis fitness integration workouts, the music's there and it's important. But here's the thing, you're so engaged on the court, mind and body, that you have no idea what song is playing, because your mind is like, I got hit, I got to run, I got to go here. What am I doing next? How many balls do I hit? Who's won the point? So you know that there's music, but you would never know. If you're singing along, then you're not doing it, and the coach is not doing it right. Okay, so
now, talk me through what I would call new cardio. You would call it.
I'm going to call it intensity fitness, and intensity is spelled with two N's. So when you see it, you see tennis in the middle. So it's intensity, but the visual is the hidden word tennis, TENNS. So I'm going to just pat myself for my cleverness there. But I.
So what's the difference between that and old cardio, which is what you founded 20 years ago? Is there any difference or what?
Oh, yes. So one of the biggest differences is the ball. This particular workout uses the orange ball, actually orange and red. So there is no yellow ball in this space. There are lots of reasons for that. One, you're always going to have mixed abilities and fitness levels on the court, and the yellow ball doesn't work. It's not safe. You can't put all ability levels on the court. The orange ball equalizes the playing field. So I will tell you that that's the biggest factor. This is also a workout. So when you're using the yellow ball, you get more of a workout. It's built in because of the bounce of the ball. It's lower, it's slower. You have to lunge, you have to squat more, you have to get down. So you're actually increasing your lower body strength just because of the ball. We're not lifting weights. We're just moving. More on a tennis court. So the ball is a big one. We also have what are called group intensifiers. That is, a part of the programming, and that is where, as a group, we are doing an activity that typically does not involve the racket. Sometimes it involves the ball, and its focus is on things like agility, acceleration, deceleration, quickness, tracking, and it's done as a group. It's often done as partners, potentially in relay. So there's a fun factor to it. And I'm telling you, it's calorie torching time when we do that. So
just listening to you, it's like, oh, this has been thought through. This hasn't just been thrown together.
Unfortunately, Mark, I've spent too many decades thinking about this.
So how many sort of scientific programs or lessons have you got? Because it will always be fresh, I think, for the coach. So it's really more about the format and the structure. So you have to be careful when we think about things like fresh. It's already fresh because it's games based. All right, so some of the games, and I'll give you the names because they have very cool names. All right, so we have games called Intense. Yeah, go figure that one of our games would be called Intense. It's coincidence.
Chaos Theory, Burst, Spike, Power Puncher. Like, who wouldn't want to play those games? You have no idea what they are, okay? But they sound cool. So here's the thing. If you're playing a game, every time you play it, it's completely different. because you have different people on the court. All right, your rotation might be different based upon the number of the people. So coaches have to be very cautious and get away from, oh, I need to change it every day, every week. No, there's a learning curve, okay? And the learning curve is from the instructor and the consumer. So when the consumer has a little more familiarity, they actually train more effectively and efficiently.
Get it. How many people can you get on a court, and what's the average age range and the average ability range?
Yeah. So I will medium. Okay. No, you're like medium. All right. So age range, average, I'm going to say is between 30 and 60. Okay. Here's the thing. You can be 16 years old up to 90 years old. Okay. I live in Florida. We have a very senior population. Everybody here is 130. So I have a lot, I will get 70 and 80-year-olds in these classes, and it's fine. And
no, you'll be doing a 30-inch box jump at 70. So well,
exactly. So there we go. Fitness level. So when I say medium, I'm referring to fitness level and ability level.
Okay.
So I just like to do low, medium, and high.
Okay.
So what you're going to get, your general consumer, and this goes for all of our tennis coaches on a day-to-day basis, right? So in our day-to-day coaching, who do we have? We have medium, medium ability, medium fitness level.
And how many can you get on a court?
8. 8's our ideal number. So we don't really want to go more than 8. There's various reasons, but the best games are designed for 8 people.
Cool. So for any club or any coach, it seems to me, that does cardio not on the peripheries, but as a regular core component, should be generating far more dollars per square foot than anything else.
Yes. No? Yeah, absolutely. And the pricing should be along the lines of other competitive fitness style classes in your area. So for example, in Sarasota, I can look at some different boutiques. I can look at CrossFit. I can look at yoga boutiques, boot camp boutiques. So my classes here in Sarasota are priced at $25 per person. So you can do the math there. Yeah. And that's a good chunk of revenue for 60 minutes.
I want to move to Sarasota and do cardio.
Yep. So tomorrow's our Thanksgiving here, and I have a special class. It's always a 60-minute class, because working out in today's world is actually 50 to 60 minutes max.
Yep.
But I'm doing an hour and a half because we're doing a triples competition, and I priced that particular class at $40 for the 90 minutes, and it's sold out tomorrow.
Awesome. So before we talk about new, how many countries, how many federations, how many coaches, how many people have been through old cardio, first of all?
A lot. So at one time, there was probably about 10 formal partnerships with some various federations. I would say versions of cardio tennis are probably being done in most countries. Now, what that looks like, Mark, I have no idea, okay? Because you could be in a country like Georgia, okay? I'm getting obscure here, okay? And I'm sure there's some tennis coaches that are probably doing some form of cardio tennis because they've seen it on the internet, they've seen it online, or they've heard about it, but they've never had any formal education on it. And candidly, as you know, a lot of times what we find online is not good. So it's definitely, here's what I feel that cardio tennis, those words are part of our tennis culture, global language.
Yep.
And that's pretty big. You know, there's singles, there's doubles, there's cardio tennis.
Yep. Cool. And so what does the future As Michele, that I think has reinvented herself and the product, what does the future look like? Is it online training? Are you traveling around the world? Like, what does it look like?
Yeah. It's going to be online training, which I have to say I'm pretty darn excited about. And it's something that I wanted to do for a long time and didn't. And here we are, and now it's ready. Because the benefit here is now I can feel I can reach so many more people. It goes back to what I just stated. You have a tennis coach in the country of Georgia, and they can't get any education. Well, now they can, because it's there, it's online. So the goal, of course, is to elevate the standard. I'm always about elevating standards and having a level of consistency, because unfortunately with cardio tennis, it's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
It's a free-for-all. So online, but then also, of course, in-person, live training, hopefully globally as we get through our pandemic. Because there's still a lot to be said for in-person training. Yeah. And there's a lot of, within the Intensity platform, there's a number of member engagement events, bring new people into the game events that it would help to learn that live, so that the facility coach can then, continue that on and keep offering those events, which there's a lot of money to be made there as well too, by the way.
Yeah, partly my commercial animal is twicking here. So if any owner of a club or a coach or public courts or anything is perking up their ears and wants the gold standard, have great fun and make money, how do they get hold of you?
I think it's best to go to my website, which is intensity.com. And remember, that's with 2 N's. So INTENNSTY.com. And then there you'll find some good information. I'm always happy to share my email, which is intensityfitness@gmail.com. I'm very accessible. Like, you can message me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Insta. But yeah, WhatsApp. But intensity.com is probably the best place to direct.
So I hope people just take up the offer. I would call you cardio royalty. That's what I call you.
Thank you.
So, from Michele Cardio Krause.
Yep.
Thank you very much for being a guest. Much success for you in 2021. I wish you everything. You know everything. You've done it. I just wish you great success for 2021.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure having this conversation with you, Mark.